Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm excited because I'm going to be talking about a book that's the first book in a duology that I've been reading that I'm excited about, and also I'm planning on talking about the sequel this week also, so I decided to start out with the first book. And that book is Six of Crows, and I gotta say, I loved it. I mean, it lived up to its hype, and I don't know if you heard about the hype because it's so popular and so well liked in this booktube community that you just hear about it so much. And I actually never read the Grisha trilogy before this, so this is pretty much my introduction to the world. And I do plan on reading it. Even too, I did hear that it's not as good as this series, but I decided I wanted more of Grisha. So anyway, the story, if you haven't heard about it, it's about like this guy named Cass, and he lives in this city called Catterdam, and it's pretty much like Gotham, I guess. If you've seen Gotham, the show, it's that bad. It's like very dark, very grim. There's gangsters, and pretty much it's like very like the slums. You know, it's pretty much like it's like the place that you don't want to be. So, yeah, and Kaz is pretty much like this well-known guy who can pretty much just like a thief, and he pretty much can break into any bank, any locks, any doors, anything, and he can even get himself out of handcuffs. He pretty much is good at it, and he's also like very good at planning things. So he pretty much is even has like his own crew called the Dregs, and he's kind of like the man that does everything. He's like the main man, and he also has a friend named Inash. He's pretty much like his sidekick. So they really go together. And so Cass pretty much just gets adopted by this guy who's pretty much a merchant guy. And he's kind of like, like very big business guy. He's pretty much well known and he's very powerful. And he hires Cass to pretty much break into the most secure place called the Axe Court. And it's very high secure, by lots of security guards. And, it's very hard. Once you get in, you can't get out. And so Cass pretty much just get hired to steal a drug that pretty much has the power to control what's called Grishas. And Grisha is pretty much like people with powers, and they have special abilities and stuff. And so he must get this drug so that way nobody gets it, because it kind of like has very lethal effects. So in order to do that, he also has to team up with the the biggest, the baddest, and the most talented people ever with unique abilities in order to do that. And it has like six characters that's badass, and they go in and things happen, and there's so much action in this book. And I totally enjoy this book, especially from one, I really like the way it looks. See, it's so cool. This creepy little crow, it creeps me out, but it actually shows like how dark the story would be, and also black pages. I think it actually made the book, so it's really good. And I like the fact that I like this whole story plot idea about like a heist going on. It kind of like reminds me of the show Leverage a little bit, but with like Gotham spin to it, and I guess like pretty much any story where there's people with special abilities, I guess. And the fact that this world has also had like some type of Eastern European influence to it, that's what I would pretty much will go with that. Yeah, it's like pretty much like a mixture of that, and it's really cool. And I also love the characters, and they're all like different. And I like how Lee pretty much usually there's six characters, and it's actually like one of those stories where they're shifting points of view. But I like the fact that each character, she lets you learn more about them and get into their heads and their motivations, their backstories, to the point where you feel like you know the characters, you know where they're from, and they're all like strong characters and they're well developed. And for an exception of Jasper, one of the characters, he's pretty much like a awesome sharpshooter. He's not as fully like you don't get so much into his life in this book. And also, there's this other character called Wyland who pretty much doesn't really get his own point of view. And so those two, I'm sure that in the second book, there's a reason why you don't know more about them. They pretty much probably plan a bigger part in the second book. That's what I also liked, and I especially like the fact that the book is very action packed. It's so fast paced, and you don't know what's going to happen next because it's just crazy. And like just like those. yeah, there's so much going on in this book, and especially love Kaz. And if you like characters that is like ruthless, dark, and grim, but at the same time smart, because he just knows how to get out of situations. He's pretty much like a badass. But at the same time, I like its fact that he's not just a badass. Like that's pretty much all his character, but he has lots of layers. He pretty much like there's more to him than that. So it's pretty much a good story. And so I'm also excited to talk about the second book because it's even as better. So it's really good. So that's pretty much my whole summary of like how I felt like about the book. And I actually have a review that has more details on it at my blog at wherestephaniereads.com. And did I mention the map? The map in this book. It's gorgeous. See? Yeah. And so if you haven't read a book like that, and also the Black Pages if you haven't, let this be your first book. Even if they said that to read the Grisha trilogy, why not? Maybe read all of them, but they're all so good. So pretty much just the book. And if you're totally interested in checking it out yourself, I totally recommend it. I do have a link below in the description that will take you to Amazon and you can just get the book yourself. And if you like this review, let me know with a thumbs up. And I'd like to hear your thoughts on the book. If you read it and if you really introduced the story and you love it so much, I would love to hear about it on Twitter and maybe even in the comments. I mean, just don't spoil it for everybody else that haven't read it though. But I'd be happy to talk about it on Twitter because I have so much to talk about and we can even quote after some of the quotes and talk about the characters because there's so much stuff that happens. And if you want to stay tuned and hear more about the story and also see my review on Crooked Kingdom, totally subscribe because I'm going to talk about it and I'm even going to talk about more books. It's going to go crazy. So until next time, keep on reading.